So basically, as long as he didn't either on the phone or online make the payment, if he basically gave over card details and they took the money, then he can do either chargeback, or he could try and do Section 75 claim if it was over £100 that was spent. But if it was a payment that was made either by phone or online that he made, then unfortunately that's the electronic equivalent of giving away cash.
And Craig, I mean, do you need to change your card details once something like this has happened to you? Because presumably they're not safe anymore.
Well, one of the first pieces of advice that we always give people is to get straight on the phone to the bank and let them know that you think that you may have been exposed to one of these phishing calls. I mean, as I said, at the moment we are seeing more of them, so it does happen and people do claim to be from the bank or the police. The really big piece of advice that we always give out on this is that the bank or the police will never call you up to ask for your 4-digit PIN. Obviously this case is slightly different, but we are seeing examples of people claiming to be from the bank and saying that there's been some fraud on the account, and clearly your first reaction when that happens is one of shock and panic, and you know, these people are highly deceptive and highly persuasive, and because of that there's a big temptation for even the most sophisticated of people to go along with them and to give out that financial information. Other variations are transferring money into a fraudster's account, or even accepting a courier to come round to the house to pick up the card, and really the advice is that if the bank will never do that. They'll never ask for the card, for somebody to come and pick up the card. They'll never ask you to transfer money to another account, and if that happens, it's always a fraudster.
Just say no. Just say no. Okay, well, our next caller is Mike, who's in Liverpool. Mike, what's your question?
Oh, hello everybody. I've got myself into quite a lot of hot water by trying to generate some extra money for my father's care. Obviously his savings are dwindling, and while the savings are still there, I've tried to create money so that we'll be able to keep him at home. I've been the subject of cold calls on the back of some survey I did. It must have been about 2 years ago, and I think as a result of that my name was on the commodities register, and people started ringing me up about things like diamonds, fine wines, investing in all sorts of esoteric vehicles. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I've invested tens of thousands of pounds with 3 different companies, and now I'm not at all sure that these companies even exist. So I'm now faced with perhaps losing all the money that I've invested over the last 18 months or so. And obviously this isn't a very pleasant situation, and I'm just wondering whether the panel would have any sort of practical advice that they could give me to help me to extricate myself from this situation. Well,